Most people I've talked to have not even thought of this as a means to get coal to Europe, the northern route through the Great Lakes and Seaway. And what I would say to those people is just consider a new direction. The northern route to Europe is a transportation route moving Powder River Basin coal from the PRB, or Powder River Basin, in Montana and Wyoming to Superior, Wisconsin by rail, and then transferring or transloading onto lakes vessels for shipment across the Great Lakes and through the St. Lawrence Seaway to Quebec City, where it's offloaded, then reloaded to ocean vessels, Panamax or Capesize vessels, for the final delivery to Europe.
The northern route to Europe was first utilized by Midwest Energy in the early 1990s. In 2010, we took another look at revitalizing that route and started working with the key players to put a pricing package together so that we could be competitive with the primary route out of the Gulf of Mexico.
It's integrated, it's planned. This just didn't happen spontaneously. The players have all sat together and talked about what was needed in the marketplace, what would add value to customers, so that we could work together in an integrated way.
BNSF moves 14,000-ton trains from the mines in Montana and Wyoming to the Merck facility in Superior, Wisconsin.
Midwest Energy can load vessels at a rate of 11,500 tons per hour and have those vessels on their way.
Transit time from Superior, Wisconsin to Quebec is about 6 days.
The Port of Quebec is the closest point to Europe and is a savings of about 5 days versus the Gulf port.
Distance is time, time is money, and that's a big plus for us, is to be working with a mechanism that has relatively that short distance from the U.S. to Europe.
As a customer, the northern route to Europe, the best advantage is the fact that it has much lower transportation costs versus coming from other places out of the United States.
Coals that we handle here are primarily from the Powder River Basin. We do have the ability to source Utah and Colorado coals, and we have moved some of those coals through here. But primarily it's Powder River Basin coals originating in Montana and Wyoming, and they're all low sulfur, super compliant coals.
Just our mine alone has a 30-year mine life of underground reserves, an additional surface reserve, and in total, counting the adjacent coal seams, over 1 billion tons of coal. What that means is that we can provide a long-term, competitive, reliable source of coal. And we have a cost structure that we can compete in the European market.
There's 4 key components that make up the transportation mechanism for the northern route to Europe. The first is the Class 1 railroad in the west, moving the coal from the coal fields to the Superior terminal.
BNSF moves 123 car trains with 14,000 tons of coal to the Merck facility in Superior, Wisconsin. The total transit time for this move is 2 to 3 days. BNSF has 2 primary routes to the Merck facility, utilizing Fargo and Minot, North Dakota along our northern corridor. BNSF also uses our central corridor via Lincoln, Nebraska. This allows flexibility during extreme weather conditions.
The strengths that the Burlington Northern brings to this process is competitive pricing, local operations, and multiple routes to the Midwest Energy terminal. The Union Pacific gives us access to the Colorado and Utah basins. The second component is the Midwest Energy terminal, which transloads the coal to a lake vessel for delivery up through the St. Lawrence Seaway to the Port of Quebec.
We are the highest capacity unloading and loading terminal in the world, having only a single rotary car dumper and 1 ship loader berth. Nobody equals our performance.
The Merck terminal itself can stockpile up to 5 million tons of coal, unload trains at 5,000 tons per hour, and load vessels at a maximum rate of 11,500 tons per hour. We are the most efficient, effective terminal in North America. Third component is Canadian Lake Vessel, moving the coal through the Great Lakes and up to St. Lawrence Seaway.
CSL provides us with a strong link in this chain because they've been around for a long time. have a lot of experience. They have enough vessels to do this business.
Canada Steamship Lines have been plying the Great Lakes for over 100 years. We have a fleet of 10 self-unloaders and 8 gearless bulkers. In 2012 and 2013, we'll be bringing 4 new vessels into the fleet to grow our capacity. This investment in 4 bodies and new vessels have made the fleet more reliable and more efficient than ever before.
The fourth component is the Port of Quebec, where the coal will be stored until the ocean vessel is loaded.
St. Lawrence Stevedoring, a division of Quebec Stevedoring, has been around for over 100 years. It started out handling coal in 1908. I think we have the reputation in the St. Lawrence of being a standard of reliability and also for transshipment of cargoes. We devote a lot of energy in the human resources and also in the mechanical equipment required to do the job and to do it right.
QSL at the Port of Quebec has been a great addition to this transportation mechanism. They have invested to increase their laydown area to handle multiple coal types. They're very serious about keeping their products segregated and controlling quality, and they are improving the efficiencies for unloading and loading vessels.
Once these movements get underway, MERC works daily, specifically the Transportation and Logistics Department, communicating with the mines, with the railroads.
The Midwest Energy Terminal has been moving coal since 1976. We have wonderful relationships with the railroads, vessel companies, and the coal mines. We build on those relationships every day through continuous communications on logistics management.
BNSF and MERC work together to provide a seamless movement of coal through tight planning and constant communication.
They are the hub throughout this logistics chain.
Our relationship with MERC is based on a lot of trust and tremendous communication. Communication flows naturally.
We're then able to adapt to any changes in plan, weather, etc., things that happen, vessel delays. So we see ourselves as the clearinghouse in the middle to maintain timely and great communication with all the other players in this business.
One of MERC's strengths for us as a seller of coal is their ability to manage the shipping season on the Great Lakes.
The Seaway system typically opens in the 3rd week of March and closes in the last week of December.
This northern movement works by bringing all the coal we need for export to Quebec City during the 9.5-month lake season.
Coordination can be made, product can be transited down through the Seaway system before it closes and shipped out through the Port of Quebec over the winter months.
That works great for our company. That works great for our company because they have the stockpile capacity at Port of Quebec that we can put coal on the ground, build up the inventory before we start loading vessels in April. And that's been a big plus of doing business with MERC.
For the customer, working with Midwest Energy is one-stop shopping.
There is value in simplicity for a customer to have one entity coordinating the movement of his product from the mine to the ocean vessel.
When you deal with Midwest Energy in this movement, you have the whole package. We take care of everything for you.
The Midwest Energy Transportation Department will nominate the tonnage with the coal mine. They will schedule the trains for the rail movement to the Midwest Energy Terminal. They will work with the vessel company to schedule the vessels into the terminal for loading and shipment to the Port of Quebec. They will work with the Port of Quebec for the delivery and unloading of the vessels and the timing of the ocean vessels.
You don't have to call up the mine, the railroad, the vessel company. You don't have to coordinate all that. We do that. So we provide you with one contact. We take care of all the details, and it's, I got to think, a very relaxing situation for the fuel buyer.
Our experience in dealing with MERC has been great. And one of the reasons why we contracted with MERC is because they could manage the supply chain for us. They did an excellent job with the logistics of managing the train movements, loading the vessels, and coordinating the whole project for us.
For a lot of customers, the East Coast and Mississippi routings represent their core transportation corridors. The northern routing provides them with a great alternative, really a hedge on their existing routings, to move cargo in a reliable, consistent, and cost-competitive manner.
This route is reliable, economical, efficient.
It is the closest route to get to Europe coming from the United States.
It's integrated with all the transportation components, and it's proven.
We've done this. We moved well over 370,000 tons last year to Europe using the Northern Route mechanism.
We believe in this movement and we're enthusiastic about it. Proof of the pudding is the investments that we're prepared to make to have everything in place to meet the requirements.
What the customer gets out of this whole process is being able to sit back and relax and know that they have some of the best players in the industry handling their product. And they can be assured that their product is going to be where it needs to be when they need it.
If the market price, if the sales price of the Northern Route mechanism is a good fit for you, call us up, we'll walk you through it. Let us point you in a new direction.